Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to use the contact access button in iOS for Flutter application. So this is a new thing which was introduced with iOS 18. So the minimum deployment target which we will have to keep is iOS 18 as well for our Flutter application. So let's get started. Now this contact access button, so I'll show you guys the output first. Here you can see the output. Now this contact access button is a Swift UI view, so we have to integrate Swift UI inside our application. So that's one thing, and the entire UI which you see is entire Swift UI. It's very difficult to use some part of it in Flutter app, some part of as a Flutter app and some part of it as Swift UI. You can do that. So suppose if I had one text element, I can use that text element as a Flutter application, Flutter a widget, and the rest of the thing as Swift UI view. But here you can see the search which is there, and the bottom thing which I'm displaying, that is part of contact access button. The search is not actually part of contact access button, but it needs to work well with contact access button. So you have to use, like, you have to create that in Swift UI itself. It's very difficult to have the search functionality in Flutter and rest of the contact access button in Swift UI. You can achieve that, but it would be very tricky and extremely messy. That's why I have kept the entire view in Swift UI itself. So here we have the search button, search text input, and here we have this contact access button. So no matches, browse, contact, search, it is all part of the contact access button. If I quickly show you my contacts app, so I'm running it on the simulator. So here, as you can see, I have few contacts: John, Appleseed, Kate, Bell. So I can search any of this and include those inside our application. So the way the contact access button works is, suppose I only want a particular contact or a few set of contacts in my application, I don't want the entire contact list, I can use the contact access button. So suppose I want the John Appleseed, so I can just search for John. Here you can see automatically the contact access button is showing me John Appleseed. If I want, I can just click on add. I will give limited access to the contact app, and now if I close this, okay, I think we need to import it one more time because of the access. Here you can see the contact was imported, and here we just do say hello to John. Okay, so this was John's contact was imported. I'm just whatever is the first name, I'm just saying say hello to first name of the contact. If you want, you can get the phone number as well. Now there was other contact called Kate Bell. So here you can see it is displaying Kate. Now if I click on add, Kate was added, I guess. Okay, here you can see if I just remove the search option, here it says say hello to Kate. Just to show you one more thing, also make sure like all these contacts which I'm displaying, I'm storing them inside a variable. So if you close your application and reopen it, the access will get lost. So it's better you, once you have access to the contact, it's better you persist the data inside your local database. I don't want to go into that, it will make this entire thing extremely complicated. That's why. So we have Anna as one more contact, so I'll just search for Anna, and here you can see it is displaying Anna. I'll click on add, and here you can see it is saying Anna. Now you might be wondering where are the other contacts, so you just have to remove this search bar. Here you can see you're able to see say hello to Anna. So hopefully you got the point. That's why we use the contact access button. Let's see how to do this. So as usual, I have just created one Flutter application, and here I have just added this my Swift UI view import. So for this I'll just close this. I have created a separate file, so you might have to change this package name to whatever is your Flutter application name. My Flutter application is Flutter app, that's why I have to use Flutter app, and I have created a Swift file, a Dart file called my Swift UI view .dart. That's what I am importing over here. Rest everything remains the same. So this is boilerplate code which is present by default when we create a Flutter application. And here you can see this is our home page widget. So it is a stateless widget, and inside the build I'm just getting the width and height of our scene, of our screen, of our device, whatever it is running on. Then I'm just taking a size box, I'm passing the width and height to it, and here we are initializing our my Swift UI view of Dart file which I have over here. So that's how simple it is. Now let's go to this particular Dart file which you will have to create. So first you have to import material as well as services and Dart IO, and like I mentioned, this is only for iOS. So for Android you can maybe use something like this. I mean, what would be even better is, instead of searching for Android, you can write platform.ios, then display this UI kit view. So here you will add a question mark. Otherwise you can just display a placeholder or a container, whatever you feel is right for your project. So I can just do something like this would be much better. Here we have to give it some name. Same name we have to use it on native iOS side as well, which I will show you shortly. Then here is our stateless widget. So here you can see the platform is iOS. Then here we display a UI kit view. We pass this particular variable name which we have created, pass the layout direction, pass the creation params and standard message codec as well. And here is our placeholder. So once this is done, you can just go to your Flutter application, go to iOS and double click on this .exe workspace folder. It will open it inside Xcode. I have already opened it. So first thing you have to do is go to runner, and here you will have to go to general, and here you will have to click on this plus button. Like I mentioned, this contact access button is only accessible from iOS 18 and above, so you will have to change this to 18.0, 18.0 and 18.0 over here as well. Okay, once that is done, you can just come back to VS Code. If you want, you can create all these files which I will be showing you right now from Xcode as well. Up to you. I think it would be better if you create it from Xcode, so I'll just show it from Xcode itself, but if you feel free to do it via VS Code as well. So just go to first app delegate, and here we have to register our view. So this is boilerplate code which you have to write every time you register our view. And now this is the name of the file, right, which we have written it on the Dart side. So same name we are writing it over here as well. So yeah, just copy paste all this code which we have and just paste it over here. Okay, then we have to create these 3 Swift files. So first you should create this my Swift view native view factory. So to create a Swift file, you can just right click, new empty file, and give name as my Swift view native view factory. So I have already created it, so I won't create it again. I'll just delete this new file which I have created. Yeah, move to trash. And here you can see we have this my Swift view native view factory. Again, this is boilerplate code which you have to write every time you want to embed an iOS view inside our Flutter application. So you can just pause the video and copy paste it. Only thing which you have to remember, here we are referencing this my Swift UI view native view. So here we have created another Swift file. So just create another Swift file called my Swift UI view native view. Now at least as far as I know, Swift like Flutter does not allow direct integration of Swift UI. We have to go through the UI kit route. So here you can see I have imported UI kit Swift UI as well, and here is we created this class which extends from NS object as well as Flutter platform view. Here we have created our view. Then here we have to override this particular method. Here we initialize our UI view, and here we create a create native view method. Then we override this particular method and return our parent view. Inside this create native view, here we just get hold of our root view controller. Then here we create a UI hosting controller, and here we initialize our Swift UI view. For that we will be creating another Swift file, Swift UI view, which I have already created, which I'll show you in a bit. Then we get the view from our Swift UI view. Then here we just do translate auto resizing as false, because we want to use NS layout constraint so that our Swift UI view occupies the entire width and height of the screen. So here you can see I'm adding our VC like UI hosting controller to our root view controller, then adding our Swift UI view to our parent view, and here then I'm just doing NS layout constraints as well, and then we just do vc.did move to parent root view controller. So this is boilerplate code which you see over here to embed a Swift UI view inside UI kit. So that's what I have done over here. Next, lastly, you will have to create this Swift UI view file. And here firstly you have to import Swift UI contacts as well as contacts UI. One more thing before I forget is you also have to go to iOS runner and go to info.plist, and here make sure you add this key of NS contacts usage description, and here you can specify why you need the permission. So make sure you add this bit of code as well. Then here we just import like create an array of CN contacts. So here you can see I'm just creating this variable, but you should not create a variable inside a real world application. You should like get this data from a local database or something. And here we have this search text for our search input. Here I have created one variable for filter contact depending on whether the search thing was entered or not. If it is empty, then I'm displaying all the contacts which I have. Otherwise I just filter it depending on whatever has been typed inside the search input. Okay, and here we get the family name as well as given name. If the given name is not present, we display the family name. Okay, and inside the view we use this navigation stack. This is important. Then here we create a v stack. Here I have created a list of filtered contacts, and here you can see I'm just hard coding this, say hello to, and here we just pass contact dot given name. Now instead of contact dot given name, you can also use different other properties which are part of contact as well. So if you want to just check, I can just remove this given name, and you can just press control spacebar. Okay, sometimes this doesn't really work. Xcode. Yeah, here you can see we have contact relation, date, department name, email address, family name, given name, ID, identifier. Important thing most of you might be looking is phone numbers. So here you can see. Now be careful with this. Some of these fields can be nil as well. So be careful. Like don't try to fetch unnecessary data as well. Just use whatever you feel is right for you. So yeah, I'll just like undo it to give a name. And here inside searchable, I'm just passing our search text. So this searchable modifier automatically creates a search input for our list. Then here I have created this contact access button, which is a Swift UI view, and here we pass our search text to it, and whatever results we get, we call this method fetch contacts with our results. And here we just set the font system size for foreground style gray, tint green, contact access caption access button caption as phone, as well as contact access button style as well. And you can play around with this style to whatever you feel is right for your application. Then here we just create this method called fetch contacts, and here we have to use task because we are using a sync await, I guess, internally. Then here we just get hold of all the keys. Then we create a fetch request out of it. Then we set a predicate to it. So cn contact dot predicate for contacts by passing our identifiers. Then here we create a new array. We just enumerate all the contacts which we get and just append it to our new array, and whatever contact we get, we just add it to our original all contacts array. So that's what we are doing. So once you get the new contact, what you can do is you can either send it to Flutter side and save it to your local database, or if you know how to use Swift data or core data on Swift side, then you can just save it over here as well. You don't need to go to Flutter side. So that would save a round trip. So yeah, that's about it. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Do let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Thank you for watching. Bye.